Welcome to a reading vlog. I have decided to start a reading vlog to kind of document my year in reading, so let's do it. I think I want to show at least 3 books in each vlog, so I will show you what I'm currently reading. The book that I'm starting 2025 reading is Two Twisted Crowns by Rachel Gillig. This is the sequel to One Dark Window, which I read towards the end of 2024. Really loved it a lot and very much excited to get into the sequel pretty quickly upon finishing the first one. I'm loving it. I'm only like 50 pages into it, something like that so far, but so far so good. I look forward to when I can sit down and read. So this is a atmospheric fantasy book. Very heavy on the romance, set in this world where there is this like tarot card type magic, and our main character Elspeth has this monster living in her head. And book 1 definitely ended in a cliffhanger, so I'm excited to get into book 2. I definitely will keep you updated on my progress and my thoughts, but I won't spoil this book or anything like that, or book 1. And then I also think I'm going to start the audiobook very soon for You Deserve Each Other by Sarah Hogle. This is an author that I have enjoyed in the past. This is her debut novel, I believe, and this is a second chance romance between this engaged couple. I believe the setup here is that neither of them is very content, but neither of them wants to break off the engagement because they don't want to be the one to have to fit the bill for all the deposits they've placed for their wedding, and so they are trying to irritate the other one in like the same vein as How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days, I guess. Basically like pranks and hijinks and banter and annoyance. I think in doing all that, they're gonna have fun and remember why they like each other. So I don't know. I'm a little on the fence about whether or not this one will be for me, but I'm excited to find out. I'm hoping for a fun time. And if I like the characters, that will be enough to make me like the book probably. So I'm excited for that. All right, I'll take you along with me for what I get into. I did just film a video, so I need to put all these books back on my TBR cart here. We also have an archery tournament tomorrow. My daughter is doing archery, so maybe I can show you a little bit of that. We'll see what we can get into. And for now, I'm going to clean up this mess and then get to reading. All right, I did change my t-shirt, but I'm going to sit down and read for a little bit. Hello friends, welcome to an update. It has been a couple of days, so I wanted to update you on my reading. First, let's talk about Two Twisted Crowns. I haven't made a ton of progress in this. I'm on page 140, so maybe like double the amount of pages I was on last time we talked. I'm loving it. I just look forward to the times that I can actually sit down and read. I read a lot in those little bits of time that I get to sit down and read. There is like a new romance presented in this book, and I'm just eating it up. I can't get enough of it. So it may be even more interesting than the first book. I think I might be enjoying it even more than the first book. So I just wanted to kind of update you on that without saying too much more than that, because it is the second book in a series. I don't want to spoil book 1 or book 2. I won't talk about it in detail, but I don't know. I'm just like so into Rachel Gillig right now, and I know she has a 2025 release coming out that is separate. Like it's not connected to these 2 books, I don't think. So I am very much looking forward to that. I think the cover is stunning too. But yeah, that's my update on Two Twisted Crowns. Obsessed with the romance in this and the storyline. So far so good on this. All right, so this is my daughter Ava. Nice Hi. Bucky's pajamas, by the way. She has made a character in Animal Crossing that looks like Elphaba from Wicked.
It's me.
I'm obsessed. And then you made a little snowman.
I made a snowman, and his name is Snowboy. He talks.
Well, very cool. All right, now I have an update for you about You Deserve Each Other by Sarah Hogle. I am now, I want to say like 5 chapters into this. I don't have my bookmark in the right place, but I'm listening to the audio. I'll admit, it's not my favorite audio. I have heard of this audio narrator before, so I thought I was gonna really vibe with it. I'm not. But either way, I am gonna keep listening to it. It's not so bad that I can't keep listening to it or anything like that. So all I'll say about this is that we're at a point in the book where these 2 MCs basically hate each other, and they're trying really hard to make the other one crazy so that they'll be the one to break it off. And it is really hard to watch these 2 hate each other so much while also talking about their upcoming wedding, and, you know, under the assumption that they're probably going to start falling for each other at some point in the book. book. So I am still on the fence. I'm still nervous that I won't be rooting for these two. I mean, I know there has to be tension and a romance for it to be a good story, but it is hard to see people being so mean to each other. And then I guess I'm supposed to be rooting for them at some point. So that's where I'm hung up at the moment, but I'm excited to keep plugging along. I do like the main character. I'm not sold on the male love interest just yet, but I'm sure they will come around. I have a prediction that this book will do this thing, because I feel like this is what would get me, is if they're being mean to each other, but then when someone from the outside of their relationship starts being mean, then they'll start stepping in for the other one. That's what I'm predicting. I will let you know if that's what ends up happening. But yeah, I just wanted to let you know I am listening to this very slowly, and I will keep you posted. Today is January 6th. It's a Monday. We still haven't, the three of us that live in this house, still have not gotten back to reality, as they say. We are still at home on our winter break. Today was supposed to be Ava's last day of winter break, and she's supposed to go back to school on Tuesday. Devin and I were supposed to go back to work today, but we had something of a blizzard. I'll show you. I'll turn the camera around and show you. This is it. This is a blizzard in Kentucky, and Devin and I got called out of work for today. I know it doesn't look like much, and it's not. But here in Kentucky, we get a lot of ice, like because it rains and then it freezes overnight. So while we don't always get a ton of snow isn't really the problem. It's the ice. But I don't think it's really all that bad from what I can tell. Devin went out today. So I guess he'll let me know when he gets back. But sometimes the county roads are the worst. I don't know. It's kind of weird that we got out of work today because we do work at a school, but there's no students showing up for a couple more weeks. You know, I don't know. Maybe the staircases where we work were a little rough. I don't know. But I'm thinking Ava will not go to school tomorrow either. I don't know though. We'll see. I'll keep you posted. So maybe one of us will be staying home again tomorrow. But still haven't gotten back to reality, and it's January 6th. January is just, I feel like it's the craziest month. It's so hard for us to get back into the groove of things, especially with illness and like weather. So here we are, January 6th, still hanging out at home. So Ava had her little archery tournament on Saturday, a couple days ago now that I'm filming this. She did so good. She keeps improving a little bit every time. This is her first year doing it, and it's just so fun to watch her, and she's so cute when she pulls back the arrow, and I don't know, I'm just really enjoying watching her grow in this, and she did so good. So she improves a little bit every tournament, and I'm excited to see what she does next time. So I've been rereading the Hunger Games books, actually with my book club, and we are preparing for Sunrise on the Reaping, which of course comes out in, when does that come out? March. So as I reread each one, I'm going to watch the movie. So I already reread The Hunger Games and watched that movie during Christmas break. And now I have recently finished Catching Fire. It was like the last book that I finished in 2024. So now I'm going to sit down and start the movie. So I'm excited to rewatch this movie. I love the Hunger Games books, and Catching Fire in particular is my favorite, I think. So I'm excited to rewatch it. Hello friends. So I have an update for you all. I'm actually going to jump straight into a DNF, and then we don't have to talk about it anymore. That's going to be You Deserve Each Other by Sarah Hogle. I'm really sad about this. I am very curious as to how they can go from the couple that I was reading in this book to a loving couple that I'm supposed to root for, but I'm not going to sit through the travesty of a relationship that they currently are at to find out. So I think it was 39% is around where I DNF the audiobook. Basically, they started yelling at each other and saying the F word, and that was just a line that I didn't think should ever be drawn, and I couldn't support it. So they lost me at that point, and unfortunately there's no coming back from that. So it's a DNF. I'm sad about it. This one's been on my TBR for a very long time, but at least I can get it off my TBR for now. No rating, of course, because I didn't finish it. I do have updates for you on Two Twisted Crowns. Not really so much in like thoughts and feelings because they haven't changed. It's so good. I absolutely love the romance. I think I'm loving this book even more than book one, which I gave 4 stars, but looking back, maybe it was more of a 4.5. This one I think could be a 5. And I'm really excited about it because it's my first physical read of the year. The romance just keeps getting better and better, and I don't know, there's been lots of like cliffhanging chapters which make you just want to keep on reading to find out what's going to happen, and I have less than 100 pages left, and I can't wait to see how it all wraps up because I think it's a duology. So this is the last book. Can't wait to find out. Yeah, I'm really loving it. So I'm home today from work. I went back to work this week after being off for 3 weeks. My last day of work was December 12th, and I went back on January 8th and 9th, and now we're off again today because of snow. So while the roads are not in bad shape yet, it is supposed to come down pretty good all day. So they went ahead and canceled my daughter's school for today. Well, she has like virtual school today, so she's in there working on that right now. And then my husband and I did get off work today. We also work at a school, so our schedules usually match up with Ava. If she's off, we usually are off too, so that's convenient. And it's nice that we don't have to like worry about getting out. But I know some of you in the north are like, you're out of school today? You're out of work today? Yes, we are. It is a little wild. So I'm home today and I'm going to read a little bit of my book, and I will check in with you all later. Hello friends, I recently got my hair done. I just wanted to address that before I start this update, but I did finish Two Twisted Crowns and I absolutely loved it. It was so good. The romance was so good. I loved the way this wrapped up at the end, and it was like one of those things where like halfway through the book I was like, how is this going to get wrapped up in just half a book? I don't understand. But then the pieces started coming together. It started tying together nicely, and I just loved the way this ended. I loved the romance in it. I loved this one even more than book one, and I just cannot wait for more Rachel Gillig in my life. So I did go ahead and pre-order her next release. I can't wait for that. But I'm just so happy about this series, and I can't remember if I said it in this video or not, but this series is special to me because I purchased these books in my friend's bookstore that she just recently opened and managed to like read them pretty consecutively. So I'm excited to get these on the bookshelf. I think I'm gonna have to rearrange my entire bookshelves soon in order to fit some of the books on the shelf that I've been reading. So in the meantime, I'm just gonna kind of throw them right here, and 5 stars. It was my first physical read of the year, really my first book that I finished this year, and 5 stars. So a great start to the year other than a DNF. And yeah, on to the next. Hello friends, it is time to start a new book. Today is my birthday actually, and it's a Thursday. I've taken the day off work today and tomorrow, and I'm also off work on Monday for the Martin Luther King Jr. Day. But I am going to attempt to read all of Beg, Borrow, or Steal by Sarah Adams today and tomorrow. And I'm very excited about sitting down, spending time with myself to read in the quiet. And I've been very excited about this book. If you are unfamiliar with Sarah Adams, she is an adult contemporary author. This is the third in a series of companion novels. The first one called When in Rome, which I liked, didn't love. And then I absolutely loved the second book, Practice Makes Perfect. Either way, I love the series as a whole, and I cannot wait to get into Beg, Borrow, or Steal, which just came out about a week ago or so, and I have been saving it to sit down and read on my birthday and tomorrow. So this is a 361 page book. I don't know if I can read that in 2 days or not, even though I'll be home from 7:30 a.m. until 5 o'clock p.m. We'll see. I'll try my best. And I'm going to hope to get through at least half of it today and then the other half tomorrow. So all of these books kind of follow this set of siblings, 3 girls and 1 man. And in this one we follow one of the sisters, Emily. And I believe this one is like enemies to lovers or like rivals to lovers. The male love interest name is Jack. So actually we followed Jack, who was engaged prior to the start of this novel, I guess, and has recently become unengaged. And he has now returned to working at the school where Emily works. I think he and Emily are going to become neighbors. So I don't know. I'm just very excited to get into this. I'm hoping for just fun and relatively clean and good writing, fun romance, characters that I can get behind. That's all I really want. So I will keep you posted on my thoughts on this, and yeah, we'll chat later. Okay, so this book starts with an email being written out, and already that makes me love it so much. I love letters or emails being exchanged in books. So this is set in Rome, Kentucky, which I can't figure out if that's a real place or not. I live in Kentucky. If you type in Rome, Kentucky in Google Maps, it does pop up something, but I actually think that the town described in this is maybe a fictional situation. So I don't really know, but the male love interest, he is from Evansville, Indiana, which I'm actually originally from the town across the river from Evansville in Henderson, Kentucky. So I liked that. I thought that was kind of fun. Okay, I have made it to the halfway point of beg, borrow, or steal, like exactly halfway. And I don't even remember what I told you last because I just like sat down and read it. And suddenly I'm 180 pages into it. But I am loving it so far. I think it's really funny. I don't know that these two have good reason for hating each other, but it is still kind of funny. And they're not being so mean that there's no way they can come back from it. It's more like playful banter, teasing, and so some like flirtation is in there too. And so I'm really enjoying that. I'm having a good time with this, and I'm glad I decided to do this on my little birthday weekend because it's just like perfect. It's perfect. So far so good on this. I am gonna stop for today. It's like 2:30 p.m. and I have until closer to 5 before my family gets home. So I think I'm gonna stop for now, maybe do a little bit of like video editing and or video watching, but I will finish this tomorrow, or at least that's the plan. And yeah, we'll check in later. Hello friends, welcome to the next day. Today is the 17th. I am going to sit down and finish Beg, Borrow, or Steal today. I have read a little bit this morning so far. I have about 110 pages left in this, and should not be a problem to get it done today. I had plenty of time yesterday to read half of it, so I should have plenty of time to read the other half today, seeing as I have the same amount of time. Anyways, yes, it's going well. It's really cute and sweet. I don't know if it's quite as good for me as Practice Makes Perfect. Something about that one just really hit. This one's also really good though. I am having a good time. I can't wait to see how these two end up together, how they solve their issues. They don't really have issues, but you know what I mean. So I will sit down and read for quite a while today, and then we will chat later. So I just sat down to eat some lunch, and I'm eating some cheesecake. This was homemade by one of my best friends who runs her own bakery and made me a cheesecake. It was so nice. I'm so excited about it. It's so good. We had some last night, and I'm having what I would call a small slice today for lunch, and then I will have probably a bigger slice after dinner. Okay, so it is later in the day. I have now finished Beg, Borrow, or Steal. I literally just wrapped it up. I think I'm gonna give this a 4-star rating. I mostly really had a good time with it. I loved sitting down and kind of binge reading it. This couple's really cute. This book is really funny. I think that's my favorite part of it. It's just how funny Sarah Adams is as an author. I do love this group of siblings. They are in each other's business a little too much for my opinion, and then like the meddling grandmother, for some reason she just drives me crazy. She was asking the male love interest some very personal information, and I was like, ma'am, that is not your business. But regardless, I know that is probably relatable to some people, so I'm sure people will like that. I think I'm giving it a 4-star. I think it's just a little bit too long. These characters are very emotionally intelligent and are very much in tune with like why they are the way they are, like their traumas and stuff, and I just don't feel like that is super relatable. I feel like there's lots of very cheesy conversations between all kinds of characters in this book, and I could have done with just a little bit less of that, but for the most part, had a really good time. Sarah Adams is a solid writer, and I can't wait to see what else she comes out with. Also, I will say these two are teachers, but this takes place during the summer, and being a teacher, it's mentioned a couple times, but it doesn't really play a big role. I wouldn't necessarily be like looking for any relatable stuff as far as like being a teacher is concerned, or even like fun stuff. Like I kind of thought maybe they would be in the school setting a little bit more, and I don't know, I'm not a writer, but I just thought that would be fun, especially because it's 2nd grade or something like that. But either way, so much fun, and it is gonna go live on my shelf. So here is where my other Sarah Adams book lives, right here. I will stick it in right there. All right, so I'll just move this over for a second and put it right here next to Practice Makes Perfect. I really wish this had slightly more of a red spine because Practice Makes Perfect is so pink, but that's okay. So here we go, stick it here, straighten up a little bit, put this back. There we go. All right, I think that's where I'm gonna end this reading vlog. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. This was my first reading vlog in about a year and a half, and all of those videos are now private, but I felt like I really had it down, and now I'm feeling nervous around the camera again, or not sure how to talk or what to talk about. So I'm practicing, gonna get back into it, and I will see you again in another reading vlog very soon. Bye guys.